This time on Roadkill, we're at Driven Garage in Oakland, California, and we've got Finnegan's new dream car, a '66 Corvette.
Hasn't seen the road since 1993, but in 5 days, we're doing burnouts. It's time to scratch another one off my bucket list. Oh, I'm so excited about this. We are in Oakland, California, home of Driven Garage. My friend Jeff Gates, who you might remember is the guy that was responsible probably for all 24 of our laps at the 24 Hours of Lemons in the Rotsen.
Big group. So, Driven Garage, we do resto mods, customs, repairs, upgrades.
And the building here is cool. It's like an old steel plant or something like that. It's got lots of ambiance.
Yeah.
And he has been storing this 1966 Corvette for about 6 months.
You gotta see the photos of this thing before Mike bought it. It's absurd.
Yeah, so the story is owner number 1 sold it to owner number 2. Owner number 2 cut all of the C2 body off of it and made it a C3 Corvette, which is just wrong. And then the last owner converted it back to a C2 and then abandoned the project halfway through an LS swap. So this hasn't moved in decades, and we have 5 days to do wiring, plumbing, brakes, tires, everything, making this car run and drive after sitting for more than 30 years.
Let's wrench.
We got this.
I have no fear. It'll get done.
So here's my plan for this car. Someday, this Corvette is gonna go in the 7s at a drag and drive event like Hot Rod Drag Week. In the meantime, I just needed to run and drive. I bought it because it was the cheapest car I could find. These things are stupid expensive, and I needed one with a title, with a VIN number. I needed an actual Corvette to build. And stumbled upon this. It had been in the midst of a rotisserie restoration.
All right, I think I can get it.
I am feeling so much better about this whole deal already because owner number 3, David Hernandez, not only did he fix the bodywork, but he restored the chassis.
All right, we're all the way up. Let's get a look. Let's see what we're dealing with.
Oh, this thing's clean.
Yeah, it looks like they restored this and put the body on.
Look, the half shafts are in it already.
Yep. Aftermarket, whatever those are called.
We need to nut and bolt it for sure because all the jam nuts are backed out.
New gas tank. Is this a 700 or a 4L?
4L60, allegedly.
4L60, yeah.
That's worse, because it means we have to wire it.
Well, that ECU is supposed to control this thing.
Yeah.
All right, exhaust, fuel lines, O2 sensors, trans wiring, starter wiring.
Oh, this is battery cable. That's
Starter or alternator, one or the other.
tie rods are loose.
The whole thing is powder coated. All the brake lines are new, all the bushings, the suspension components, it's all new. Our plan here is to connect the headers to the side pipes, run the fuel lines, wire the trans, fix the seat mounts because they're breaking through the fiberglass floor, connect a shift linkage, dashboard gauges, wire the entire car. And then after that, I mean, who knows? The world is our oyster at that point.
Look, I'm working on a Corvette. We're installing parts that we found, which actually there's a lot.
Yeah.
First up, fuel line. There we go, clicked on. How many guys does it take to snap a fuel line onto a fitting?
All of them. Boom.
Boom. Those guys are back there finishing up the fuel lines and stuff. I thought I would just walk around do a nut and bolt check because everything on this car is like not tight enough for my standards.
Lots of things look like they're done, but they're really not. Like that exhaust pipe's dangling from chicken wire and it's not connected to the header. And every fastener on the car that looks tight is just kind of cinched so that the washer's flattened, but it's not actually tight.
So we're gonna make some fender washers for underneath the car. The bottom of the car is fiberglass, and where the seats bolt through, the fiberglass is cracking. We've gotta plate it so that it doesn't crack even more or send Mike flying through the windshield should something happen. So I'm gonna cut them on our CNC plasma cutter, which makes things quick and easy. Pretty clean cut. This is what we're making here, just a big giant fender washer. Work.
We don't trust the bolts that are holding the differential center section for the factory independent rear suspension. So what we've done here is taken out the bolts that hold the diff cross member to the car, and we're using the jack to pick the body up off of that cross member so that we can get a wrench up in the top and hope to tighten those bolts right there.
Much like everything else on this car, the exhaust was kind of for demonstration purposes. It had one side pipe just kind of dangling. The other one was missing completely. Basically, we got to build the whole exhaust. And then once that's done, I think the car can come down and we can start on the top side. We're doing good.
Yeah, we're moving.
So we spent most of our day chopping, cutting, TIG welding. That's right, TIG welding, because all they have here is stainless, just the good stuff. And now we're to the end of the exhaust where Freiburger was going to MIG weld the side pipes to the down pipes we made. And once he does that, these go on the car goes on the ground, and we start getting to the fun part. Wiring, plumbing, and we're that much closer to hearing it run. I'm still thinking Tuesday, like it happens.
Really?
Yeah, today's Sunday. It's 2 days from now. We got this. I'm gonna be on fire, I'm moving, I'm Harry. All right, pretty good.
That is on.
Yeah.
Cool. Everything is loose. Everything is loosened. Everything falls apart when you're part of a team. This thing has so many loose fasteners that when we touch them and tighten them, I'm marking it with a paint pen. That way we can, at a glance, know what somebody has actually addressed and what needs to be worked on.
I feel good. How do you feel, Dave?
I feel like we, right at the end, made more progress than I felt like we had so far. So I feel good.
The only thing left on the bottom of the car is the shifter. So tomorrow will be wiring, plumbing, radiator, shifter, pedals, all the things.
It turns out that our day one was actually a day and a half, so we're calling this day two. I guess today what we're gonna do is, first of all, drop a battery in it, and then we're gonna try and make the engine at least crank, or do you want run?
I think we can crank.
Okay.
I appreciate that they put the battery in the worst place possible.
Yeah, that's not handy.
No way that went in.
You're getting there.
Dude.
That's a bam. Done.
Get the New Balances and the shorts out. I'm a Corvette guy. I just put a battery in one. Phew.
Let's test fit that other tire.
Okay. This Corvette has 20-inch wheels and tires on it, which obviously is way bigger than what would have come from the factory. So the tires are really close to the fiberglass valance here. And when you try to make left-hand turns, this tire hits this. So you can't make a U-turn in the car. It's not going to be good. So we need to downsize the wheel. However, the tie rod is really close to the wheel here. So if you downsize the wheel without changing the back spacing and offset, you're gonna have a clearance problem here. So to make sure we don't screw this up when we buy new wheels, we're going to steal a wheel off of that Camaro over there, which is a much nicer car, and test fit it on that car. So we had 20 by 9s, and these are 235, 40, 18. So we have a 255, 20. So this should be smaller.
Let's see what we get.
Sits out further, which means this might be a problem if the car sat lower, but does it clear the tie rod?
It's pretty darn close.
So let's measure this one. Okay, so that's a 5-inch backspace wheel, and you said it was 8.5 wide?
Yep. Back spacing is a measurement from the inner lip to the wheel mounting surface. The deeper the back spacing, the more inboard the tire moves. The shallower the back spacing, the more outboard it moves.
Let me look up on his work order what the exact measurements on this are so that we're not guessing.
All right, I've broken the seal, digging into the wiring harness that was already in the car for the ECM and everything. Fortunately, It's an aftermarket deal and most of the wires are labeled. I think what we're going to do is just sort of hot wire the whole thing. We're gonna put the ignition wire over there. Maybe we're gonna even run a wire to the fuel pump and see if we can make it just boom, have some sense of if it runs or not before we go into the full-on wiring. This is gonna be trying to crank it for the very first time.
Here we go.
Whoa, that's similar to life.
Wow.
Go again?
Okay, it's not seized up.
Yeah. Not bad?
Let's put gas in it.
Yeah. Now we get to put gas in it. We already know the fuel pump runs, and we'll hook up this ignition wire, and if everything's great, it should fire up.
I don't hear it hitting the floor. That's good news. Look, no leaks.
Yeah,
It's
actually functional.
It's not on the ground.
Right. It could run right now.
We have no cooling system, no brakes, no shifter.
It's all right.
But if it makes noise,
That's all that matters.
the last time this car was on the road was 1993.
Here, let me pump it a little bit to start. There you go. Here we go. We get fuel up here yet? That's clicking the fuel relay. Nothing. Nothing.
How about now?
Nope.
Something up here is happening.
Yeah, it's clicking the relay over there. How come it...
Nah, I hear something flowing up here.
Oh, you're right. Do it again?
Ready? Let's try it again.
That's disappointing. I never heard it pump.
You heard it earlier, though, right?
I heard it earlier when there was no gas in the tank, but now I don't hear it. The pump's not pumping. Ooh, I see.
All right, here we go.
Okay. Yep, it's doing something.
Okay, I'm gonna crank it again.
Wait, there we go.
Dude!
That's running.
That is running.
Do it again. There, now we got oil to the lifter. Got oil. All right. It's got no water in it. Yeah, it was running bad. I wanted to hear the oil come to the lifters, which it did.
Dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a major, major hurdle.
Now we wire it for real.
Yeah.
Shifter and figure out a cooling
Coolant.
system. Oh, and the brakes. Dude.
Win.
We're gonna drive this.
Yep. That was pretty cool, wasn't it? Well, the engine runs, and so I made the to-do list. It's not as simple as it looks because it includes things like rewire the entire car from scratch. Those guys are working on the steering column. I'm working on the brakes, and one of the workers here at Driven Garage is gonna work on wiring. This car originally had power brakes, which is why there's 4 studs in the firewall here, but we're gonna convert it to manual, and we're gonna use this Wilwood master cylinder. Fortunately, the spread of these 2 studs is the same as on the master, so I was able to just get it to work just fine like that.
Well, right now, Freiburger's wrapping up the brakes. Ross is in the car wiring. Jeff is working on, I think, the gas pedal. I'm gonna install the shifter because it's the one thing I can do where I'm not in anybody's way right now. Really motivated because the car ran, which blew my mind because I didn't know if it would. We don't know anything about the motor, but we know it makes noise and it runs, so that's good news. So our new shifter is really good. It's made for this car. However, this car has a 4L60 in it, not a 327 with a power glide combo. And so the shift arm hits the fiberglass transmission tunnel. We don't want to modify the fiberglass transmission tunnel, so we're just going to modify the shift arm and hope the geometry is still okay. I think it will be. There we go. Cement.
It's been 4 hours. Shifter is done, master cylinder is done, and Ross is getting a whole bunch of stuff done on wiring. Don't have parts, don't have parts. Could bleed brakes, don't have parts, don't have parts. Engine not running, not yet. Could screw the headlights in.
Those don't make it run, though.
Well, yeah, when there's nothing else to do.
There's food.
There's food.
Dustin loves when I talk about food.
Yeah.
To end a scene.
Whee!
What day is it?
Day 3, which is in fact 3.5.
Okay. I feel good. It cranks, it runs.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop, but the brakes are in and plumbed. And we're gonna start out today with putting the dashboard in and mocking up the steering column. And this will be the first moment I haven't sat in the driver's seat yet. It's my first C2 Corvette experience.
It's very Fiero-ish.
And
It's very hard for big, giant gorillas to get into.
all right, hold on, I need to make the seat go back, because
You're all the way back. It's a Corvette, homie.
that's it?
Now the car's getting smaller as we put more parts on it.
There we go. That's it. That's where it goes.
This is so cool.
Here comes column.
Oh, geez. Your cluster's made of dark matter. Here's your first lightning scheme here.
All right. How close are you to the mounting bolt?
He's pretty close. He's right on it, actually.
Oh, and this has the adapter on it for that wheel.
This is the wheel for this car.
This needs a double D welded to it, though.
We can cut and just weld a stub of it on there. And then we'll be golden.
Important things happening right now. Car is still continued being wired. Freiburger is over there doing, I think, door handles right now, which is always a good thing to have. And right now, Jeff and I are modifying a stock steering column to connect to a late model box. And Jeff cut me this nifty piece of tubing. So we're gonna TIG weld that to that, and then this will go into a Borgeson aftermarket universal joint that goes right onto our box. Maybe a little wobbly.
A little bit, but
We could test fit it, and then if we like the length, we can come back over here and just tap it straight and then burn it.
This car is like a big giant model kit. It's unbelievable how the past owner bought everything new, partially assembled it, labeled it all we have to do is assemble. And Ross is in there making wiring happen. This car is gonna have all of the lights functional. He claims he's gonna make the gas gauge work and even the clock. Mike and I are installing headlights, which is gonna make this car actually look like a car. And I installed the grille. It looks great. Whoosh. Whoosh. We're waiting for parts that actually make the car run and drive, and in the meantime, we're making stuff fancy. Door handles, Mike's doing windows. All so pro, so resto, so Bloomington gold.
your sword, sir.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to get it lined up into the shaft. I'm almost there. There we go. Sweet.
In there?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will loosely attach this and then put the cluster in.
Put the cluster in, then we'll push it back just a hair.
Okay. Try to do this without scratching the heck out of it.
Beautiful.
Boom.
Good job.
These are our new wheels. The reason the fronts should work better is we have downsized the tire significantly, which is going to give us more room between the fiberglass and the tire. We've also reduced the back spacing by 1/2 inch, which is going to push the wheel out, which would give us problems with the fender, except we made the new wheels 1 inch narrower. So it's a narrower wheel that is pushed out away from the car. That means it's going to clear the ball joints and the tie rods here, which was the first problem we had. The back tire is just a little taller and a little wider. Dude, I think these are gonna clear. 1 finger between the tie rod and the tire.
Okay.
We are good.
Good. How about between the fender and the tire?
Oh, it's not even close. Look at that.
That's my worry. No, here.
Oh, I think we're gonna be all right. It goes good with the primer, too.
Yeah, it's like a match. It's metallic primer color.
We're getting good at this car styling thing.
Stink bug.
It sits like a truck.
Yeah. You could pull some top leaves.
So we just got the new wheels and tires on the car. I love the wheels. The stance of the car, I don't like at all. And it's been exaggerated by the fact that we've got smaller tires on the back. So what I'm gonna do is remove probably half the leaf springs in this car. And that will lower this thing at least 1 inch here. That'll do 2 things. It'll make the gap between the body and the fender smaller. The car will look better. But more importantly, it will level out the half shafts, which will make the U-joints a little happier because they're at a pretty extreme angle right now. So here we go. Whoa. Okay. Driver, I'm getting roadkilled. This bolt goes into the diff and holds the fluid. I'm gonna need something here. And then I tried to put it back in and it flung it everywhere.
Wow. The spring isn't gonna separate from the diff until you pry it.
Okay. This is gonna try to fall down here.
Right.
Okay, here we go.
Whoa! There was a lot of pressure on that.
There's a lot of pressure on that.
Yeah.
Okay, you all
That
right?
was scary. We're trying to lower the back of the car, and it's been sort of a mess. We tried to get some leaf springs out of the leaf, which we've done, but in doing that, we sproinged it really scary and almost like dropped the car on ourselves and hit ourselves in the face with the spring and stuff. We're trying to get it back together now after having removed some leaf springs. And these guys are really struggling with the rear end.
It's stuck on the diff itself right here, is what it is. Hot stuff. Done.
All right, we're putting this in.
Yay!
All right. That's safe enough for my standards.
Yeah, you keep flattening it. Yeah, look at that.
Careful, dude. This goes on the bottom, the bushing goes on the top, and then the nut goes on, right?
There you go.
Yep.
There we go.
Whoa, that's what I was afraid of. This has been one of the more educational roadkills for me.
I'm learning a lot. It's gonna be a damn shame when we let it down and it's too low.
And then just gorilla it like that.
Whoa, I was gonna say, don't touch it till he's done.
I gotta get a better purchase on it.
There you go. Hold, hold, hold,
geez.
hold. Don't kill.
Okay.
I have it. 4 seconds.
Oh, God.
Other way.
Don't scare it. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. There you go. Ha ha. That was a lot of work. Let's hope it worked.
All right. You got it?
I got it.
Come on, baby. Come on.
It's slowly coming down. Okay.
Oh, there's no shocks. I was like, why is
There's
it so
no
bouncy?
shocks.
No shocks.
Is the tire gonna clear the fender?
Oh, yeah.
It'll come down when it rolls, too, just like a front suspension needs to come down when it rolls.
Dude, it looks way better, though.
It does look way better.
I like the stance.
Yeah.
You know, the tires might rub when we go down the road, but I know it didn't make the car run, but thank you for humoring me. Appreciate it.
Anytime, buddy.
You know what? The half shafts are not bound up now. That's a big win.
Yeah. Oh, they look so much more happy. Dinner? Deer?
Yeah. And the thing is, I've got to cut out because I'm going on a giant personal vacation adventure. So I'm going to abandon Finnegan, like, pretty much as soon as I can come up with an excuse to do so.
I really thought when the leaf string exploded in our faces, that was going to be your excuse to get out of here.
Nah.
You handled it well. I'm putting cotter pins in. This is done.
Done.
All right.
Day 4.5, list version 3.0, and they're cutting holes in the roof over here, so that's what you're listening to. Here's what we have to do. Rear shocks, because the old one hits the frame. Alignment, bleed the brakes, bleed the power steering, that's easy. Throttle pedal cable, a mass airflow tube and filter. Radiator hoses and water mics working on now. Trans dipstick, that's on me. Trans cooler needs to happen, and then we'll install the hood. And wiring, that's Ross's problem. We don't even care. He's just making it happen. So this might actually turn into a drivable car today or tomorrow.
So this radiator came from a company called Entropy. They are out of Illinois, and they specialize in LSX swaps. This is a direct fit for a C2 Corvette. The top mount is different than what the original mount was in this car, so we'll have to deal with that there.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah, this is good. The radiator hoses are on the right side of the motor.
Yep.
This should be money, and more importantly, we have room
Yes.
to turn out there.
Oh, good call.
Yeah,
You're right.
We have all kinds of room to go there.
After all of that drama last night, taking the leaf spring apart and lowering the car and making it look really cool, making Mike really happy, it's gonna rub over here really badly as soon as we get in the car. So we're gonna be delusional right now and install our new shock absorber to see if that solves the problem. And when it doesn't, we'll be back under here, taking this all apart, hopefully not dying and putting springs in.
What if you only ride on this side of the car because there's more clearance?
What are you trying to say?
I'm gonna get away from you with that shock in your hand.
That's gonna hit, isn't it?
Wow, when we align it, it will.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't align it. Well, yeah, look, it's going flat.
Yeah. All right, let's put 2 of the springs back in.
I'm glad we didn't cut that bolt.
Yep. This spring is way too flat and soft now. We're gonna have to put some springs back in it. This is a fail. Can we say we told you so?
Redoing work. It happens, but we told them so.
Jeff and I are going, we told you so. Let me see how wide they go based on what springs we're adding. All good. Spring's done. We put 2 more leaves back in it, so it's 2 leaves more heavier now. Let's see if it helps the ride height. Okay.
Oh, it's so high now.
It's a truck again. Oh my God. Well, so now what happens if we put 2 dudes and some luggage in there and some tools?
I'll show you right now what happens. Dave, would you like to hang from this with me?
Oh.
And this is all the way in the back.
Sits perfect.
This should be the last thing that we touch. We should make it run and drive, and if it doesn't settle, then you address it.
Okay.
If you just want to hold the top bolt right now,
We're ready. Go for it.
I'm going to put my plate through it.
So right now, we're installing the gas pedal, thanks to Jeff, because he just hurried up and whipped out 2 doubler plates. And that's a plate that goes on each side of the firewall, sandwiches it together so that when you install bolts through something like a gas pedal and you tighten them really tight, the bolts don't try to pull through the firewall, which is fiberglass. The metal plates just distribute the force across a wider area.
I like that.
It's finally day 5. You made promises
Yes, I did.
to you, the audience.
I feel good about this. There's not much left to do. We need to bleed the brakes, install a transcooler, align it. I'm feeling so confident that right now we're putting fuzzies in the doors for the windows.
When did you see that on Roadkill?
We have them. We might as well put them in. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to do it with a hammer, but
I did make the doors work. Look. Yes. It even locks.
well, I'm stuck. We're waiting for the transmission cooler. We're waiting for the parts to build the air intake tube. So I thought I'd just start bolting some of the other random parts we have for this car because it came with a lot of stuff. It came with some of the rear bumper, some of the front bumper, none of which I understand to install. So I've consulted the Oracle once again, which is this manual with line drawings in it for assembling the car. But it's really not helpful because this is how many bolts hold the front bumper together. All of that. Hey, Freiburger. I need help. Okay, let me get the other side. Okay, go up.
Okay.
Right.
There we go. Technically, the only thing we need to run and drive is this, taping the MAF to the throttle body because the tubes we ordered aren't going to get here, and bleeding the brakes. So I'm going to install the transcooler. Finally, bleeding brakes. We're gonna do it a little bit differently than I normally do it on Roadkill Garage. If you ever see Dulcich and I like sitting there and pumping the pedal forever, we're gonna open all of the bleeder screws, let it gravity feed for a little while, and then Jeff has got like this super suction doohickey that is gonna help pull the fluid through and hopefully make quick work of this. I've got the front bleeders open and I'm moving to the back. Going down.
I believe it would run as soon as we put fluid in the radiator.
I'm plugging a hole in the radiator, just a pipe plug. Mike is putting a set screw in the steering column, then we'll put water in it, and theoretically, we'll be ready to try and drive this thing for the first time. Well, we fired it up off camera in order to get the coolant to go in the thing, and unfortunately, the engine doesn't run very good, and we hooked up our OBD2 reader, found out our problem is there was no inlet air temperature sensor at all, the IAT. And so I'm hoping that that helps solve the thing. We just plug it in and let it dangle. It'll do something other than have just an empty wire there. Maybe I'll tape it to the manifold or stuff it right there. When you listen to this side versus that side, it's not the same.
These ones are all firing on this side.
Yeah, now come over here.
We got at least one dead hole over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not happy over here.
Yeah. The engine doesn't run right. It's running on 6 cylinders.
So an MST wire normally is about 40 ohms a foot. This is 6 inches long, so 29 ohms. That seems fine. These are okay. What if we got dead plugs in there?
Here's our last half hour. Engine runs like doo-doo. We install new inlet air temp sensor, doesn't really fix it. Jeff breaks out his super Zamma-Jamma gun right there for thermal imaging, realizes these 2 cylinders aren't really firing. We start to diagnose it a little bit. Ross spots that there's 2 wires in the coil plug wiring harness that are reversed. And so this is gonna be the moment of truth where we fire it up and see if Ross fixed it. Yes. That is fixed.
It's way better.
Yep. You can tell immediately.
Oh, yeah.
2 of the coil unplugged coils were firing at the wrong time. Great work, Ross. That was great.
Let's go do burnouts now.
Let's go do burnouts now.
Awesome.
Ready?
Red eye. I even got the hat.
Oh, dude. Let's see. I think that's lights. Yes.
Dash lights work.
Oh, man.
Ross is really good, actually. All right, does it go in gear? No.
Huh, weird. We have a 4L60 with 4 neutrals.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Let me check the fluid scenario again. That's not good.
No gear?
We got into drive away and put it in gear, and there was no gear. And unfortunately, I would say there is transmission fluid in it. That trans doesn't seem to be working.
Oh my God. Is there a torque converter in there?
Is there a torque converter in there at all? Pick it up. Let's have a look.
What if there's no converter in this transmission? The entire car was assembled for mock-up.
Uh-huh.
What if you just bolted the bell housing to the motor and there's no converter in there?
We got in the Corvette to drive away for the very first time, and the only satisfaction that we got out of that is this hat.
We were only trying to do burnouts. Imagine if we were trying to go somewhere. Like,
There's the torque converter, and it's bolted on.
this motor and trans came out of a wrecking yard, allegedly out of a car that was totaled, but only had 18,000 miles on it. This hasn't run since '98.
It has a torque converter. It has torque converter bolts. We're gonna run it through the gears a little bit more and just keep adding fluid until something happens, like a fire. That is nothing burger. We're pouring in exactly the amount that it takes to make this car move.
You want to fire it up, Mike, and run it through gears?
Sure.
That trans doesn't do anything.
This is not a complete surprise. It was a stick shift car to begin with. We could make it that again. That was full. I'd say that's over full. So the Corvette doesn't want to move. We have tried putting more fluid in it. We have tried moving the shifter to every gear. All we have are 4 forward neutrals. And so now, car's up in the air. We are now pulling the pan off to see, is there something physically wrong with this thing? Because it's not pumping fluid.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
The only thing left is converter not seated in the pump, but that's highly unlikely since you did get it bolted together.
Uh-huh.
It's a new day, and therefore we have a new list. And first thing on that list is Trade David's. That's right. Freiburger's gone. He is actually on vacation, which blows my mind because he never takes vacations. And so Newbern is here because he knows a lot about 4L60s, allegedly. And clearly we had big problems with ours yesterday because no matter what we did, no matter how much fluid we put in it, I still had 4 neutrals. So today, first thing we're gonna do, lift the car back up, pull the trans, find out, is the torque converter not actually all the way seated in there? And did that destroy all the clutch packs? Because we let it run for half an hour trying to make it move.
Damn, this thing's nice.
So right now what we're doing is we're gonna attempt to slide the transmission backwards just a little bit rather than remove it all the way. This might give us just enough room so we can put our hands on the torque converter and see if we can spin it and shove it further in the transmission, engaging the fluid pump. If we can do that, cool. We can put it all back together and see if it works. The danger here is that we ran the car for like half an hour, burping the cooling system and trying to find a gear that actually worked. And when you run a trans for that long without the pump moving, there's a good chance we've smoked the clutches in the transmission, which means it needs to either be repaired or replaced. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to pull the trans out.
Okay. I mean, it's already out, so yeah.
Well, that did not work. We couldn't get a good enough grip on the converter to shove it in the trans. So trans is now coming all the way out so that we can see if we can get it to shove all the way back in. It does feel like there's a load on it.
I mean, maybe that's all it really needed was just a little push and a wiggle.
So right now we pulled the converter out to see if we can see how many times it actually, clicks into position. We think it's just not going far enough, but I don't know. We're about to find out, I guess. And we can't get the transmission down any further because the drive shaft is stuck in the car.
We could probably undo this U-joint if we need to.
Oh, like pull the U-joint loose?
Yeah, like just take these caps off and...
Okay. There you go. Now go up. All right, go. Oh, got it. Sweet.
How to take out a Corvette transmission. Be really sketchy about it.
We know our transmission is completely smoked. I called the folks at GearStar and said, hey, what happens when you run an engine for 20, 30 minutes without the torque converter all the way installed? And they said, you smoked the pump in the trans. And I said, okay. And I looked at Jeff and I said, Jeff, we need a transmission, like now. And Jeff said, you can have mine. So we're taking his. And if I'm gonna borrow or steal someone's transmission, it might as well be a GearStar, because that's what he's got sitting right over here. We have a level 4 4L60. We're gonna verify this because there's a couple of variants of that trans, but I'm pretty sure it will fit in our car. And when it does, we will be doing burnouts. This is a level 4 4L60 transmission from GearStar Performance. This trans is built to withstand 600 foot-pounds of torque, 600 horsepower. I don't know what parts are inside of it, but I do know there is a billet GearStar 2800 RPM stall converter at the front of it. And over the past 19 years, I've lost track of the number of GearStar transmissions I've put in hot rods and trucks. I like them, they work, and this is the fix for our Corvette right now. Okay, go forward.
Try go up a little further now.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Keep going.
Yep.
Oh, we're making it happen.
Okay.
Corvettes are kind of hard to work on. All right, here we go.
Okay, we're almost there.
Well, we're getting roadkill here. Brand new transmission. It's a 4L60. It's got a lot of high performance parts, like a billet servo. And our old servo was flush with the side of the case. This one sticks out about, I'd say, 3/4 of an inch, which means it's hitting the floor of our car. Normally, I would just bash the floor of the car because roadkill, except the floor of this car is fiberglass, so I can't bash it. That would just put a hole in it.
So we got to try and get this tranny down just a little bit. So what I've done is I've taken the original tranny mount I've drawn up a little plate to replace this piece, and then we found an old body bushing for like a Chevelle or something like that. We're kind of replacing this with this and a piece that I'm gonna cut on the CNC plasma cutter.
There's the impact.
There we go, baby. There you go. You treat me right now.
This is the moment. All the work, all the thrashing, all the unknown, because it's a Corvette and we don't know what we're doing, comes down to this. Does our new transmission move? Let's find out. Let's try reverse. Oh, we got reverse. All right, neutral. All right, now drive.
Oh!
We have drive, dude.
Let's just warm up the trans and shift it through a few gears so we can check the level.
Yeah. Reverse. Neutral drive. I think it's working. We're gonna go do burnouts. Oh man, that sounds good. Reverse, neutral, drive.
This is cool. I love the dash in these cars.
Oh, dude, the dash is incredible. Oh, it's spunky. It's very spunky. Oh, whoa. What's a heck of a downshift? There's a lot of,
Oh my God.
there's a lot of new things in here. We're airing it out.
Wow.
This is the first time this car's been on any road.
Are the wheels tight?
I don't know. Did you tighten them?
I didn't put them on.
Oh.
The other David did.
Oh. I'm sure he did a good job of that. Ish.
I guess we'll find out, huh?
Dude, that's awesome. This thing's great.
Oh my God.
I can't see.
Oh
I
my God.
can't smell. Oh, dude, this thing does killer burnouts.
So if you're gonna do another burnout, pull it in first, then shift it in the second, because it keeps trying to like upshift and downshift.
Yep. Wow, it leaves a good patch. Look at that.
All right, let's let it eat.
Okay, here we go. Dude, I can't see nothing.
I think you should probably stop. Look. Oh God.
That makes a lot of smoke. I'm gonna keep Wow, Corvettes do great burnouts.
Man, I like it.
Thank you, Gear Star, for building an awesome transmission that has forward gears and reverse.
How's the temps? Everything looking good?
The last time we checked, it was 199.
That might have been the
That was
old.
like 2 burnouts ago. Why are we smoking? Are we smoking right now?
Oh, yeah,
and we're smoking. Yeah, he's got it.
Whoa, sparks!
Oh, we're on fire.
Fire! Trying to disconnect the battery. Ah, it's hot.
Oh, it's the starter.
Ah, hurry up. Ross, we need something to cut the battery
Grab
cable.
my phone. About to melt the Corvette to the ground.
Water. Ah, battery cables. We gotta cut them.
Here.
Water. Okay, battery cable's cut.
Okay.
Okay, that was exciting.
All right, dude.
Yeah, I'll be all right. It's gonna hurt a little bit later.
Thank you for saving the car. Okay, well, that's it for this episode of Roadkill. That's just how it goes. You know, you throw a car together in 6 days and you don't get very far. But we did do burnouts, which was the goal.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll fix it, and maybe you'll see that on a future episode of Roadkill.
You know what's fun while it lasted?
Wow. Almost lost the car. You know, we always say, oh, God, I hope we don't lose the shot. We literally almost lost the car. All right, Smokey. We just named the car. Thanks for the water.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Oh, boy. That's my first electrical fire on Roadkill. Oh, God, 12-volt Dave was here. No wonder why this thing caught on fire.
How existential is this? I'm watching Roadkill. Wow. Watching Roadkill. This is the rough cut of the 6-week episode. So while we're shooting this episode, we're reviewing our last adventure.
You know what I just found out recently?
Huh.
Most people on car TV shows don't get to do what you're doing.
Oh, no way.
They just film it and then it comes out and hope it's, correct.
Yeah, no, we're super lucky to be able to like review episodes and make sure they're cool.
This time on Roadkill, we start out with the Hemi Gremmy, and it turns into a 450-mile romping, jumping, drag racing road trip in Finnegan's new pure race off-road truck. Who does this?
What? That's faster than my first car.
Hey kids, it's Hemi Gremmy time.
The Hemi Gremmy is a 1970s styled street freak, and it lived in my head for nearly a decade before we finally made it real on a couple of episodes of Roadkill with the help of Andrew and Matt Calkins. It's a 1975 AMC Gremlin with a 76 grill, and it sits on a shortened Model A frame with a straight axle up front and a 9-inch out back. It's powered by a genuine Mopar 426 Hemi, backed by a Gearstar 4L80E General Motors transmission. What this thing does best is burnouts, and we've never endurance tested it until now. We are road tripping the Hemi Gremmy.
It's pretty good, right?
This is my favorite time of year. It really is.
This is our opportunity to do Hemi Gremmy burnouts over a much greater distance. We're driving to Tucson.
Yes, it's road trip time.
You know what they're doing there is that Beyond 1320 event where they have the cars line up like at the sand pit past the finish line and race towards the starting line. So,
Super sketchy. I love
Yeah.
this. You're driving, right?
I hope that we can actually get there in time to do that without breaking the car on the way.
Oh, of course we will.
I don't remember anything being wrong with this car, but you know, my memory is pretty short these days. The one thing I know is it has no dipstick, and I hope it has enough oil in it. All right, heading to Tucson in the Hemi Gremmy. The Hemorrhoid Gremroid.
China Verde.
La Máquina Verde.
Smoked the whole street.
Oh, big bump. Oh, sorry. I couldn't see it in the shade.
It's the ride stiffer.
This is how I remember it. I always said it rides like a CJ7.
I don't know why. I thought it wasn't too bad before.
Are we gonna make it?
I put our odds at 60-40.
Really?
Yeah. I hear a little bit of a lifter tick.
I'm worried about the valve train noise for sure. How does this thing run so hot? It's 210.
Not enough radiator or fan or shroud.
That lifter sounds terrible. I'm gonna be way unhappy if we blow this up. Yeah, look at that, it's going to 220. And what's weird is moving air through it doesn't seem to help.
Gone down a little bit.
Yeah. I missed our turn. So you're not asking where we're going?
Oh, I thought we were lost.
But we're lost on our way to CarTech to try and buy some paddle tires.
Oh, no way. It's right there. I haven't been here in years.
Yep.
I love this place.
I wanted to get paddle tires, but I don't think this thing's gonna survive paddle tires at this point.
I don't think it's going to survive the highway.
Neither do I. Okay. All right, well,
Grammy.
this thing is running really hot.
How do you overheat with a radiator that big and a fan that big?
I don't think the fan pulls enough air. I can't afford to blow up the Hemi.
I don't want you to blow up the Hemi, so let's pull the valve covers, and unless we just find a misadjusted rocker,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we need to get another car.
Let's take it apart. I don't want to think about it. Well, the number one problem here is the valve train noise. It's really loud, and I think it's a hydraulic roller lifter that's collapsed. So what I'm gonna do is fire it up, and I'm gonna listen on the valve covers to see if I can identify which side the noise is coming from.
This is loud, dude.
Not really loud. That side. That is way loud.
It got louder, too.
Yeah, it did. I have a special plier that works perfectly for this. You got it. Boom. What I'm gonna look for when we pull the valve cover is to see if there's a rocker arm that's actually loose. Here's standard routine when I pop a valve cover to start looking at problems for valve train situation. If you've got any kind of adjustable valve train, you can glance at the adjuster nuts and look at where the set screw is in relation to the nut. And look at all of these, how they're virtually flush, and then boom, you go to this one and you can see that that adjuster is backed way off, and you go, there's probably a problem here. And then you do this, oops. That's a disaster. It probably did beat up the push rod pretty bad.
I don't think it was ever adjusted. It's all the way up in there, right? And it's tight, right?
Ugh. It's ramrodded. It's trashed. How did this thing get that far backed out? That's wild. Once I got that rocker arm off, you can see that it's really beat up right here from having so much lash because this was pounding against it like that. And as a matter of fact, it took the aluminum material of the rocker arm and folded it over the steel adjuster screw. And so I can't get the screw to screw in. In other words, I can't get it adjusted properly now. And in addition to that, you can see that it's actually beat up the end of the push rod right here from having too much lash. It's very hard to discern. You can see that that's just a little bit goobered. Now look at that end and you see how it's supposed to look. So basically, we're not getting this fixed quickly. I could probably Dremel this out and get it adjusted and get it on the road.
Not to be the common sense guy, but do you really want to drive this any further?
Not really.
Because right now it's not destroyed.
Yeah, it's 20 grand worth of destruction or...
Yeah, we Band-Aid it and keep going and
I know.
Junk the whole motor.
Yep.
We need another car.
Well, that's something that we're not going to fix at the side of the road, roadkill style, essentially because I'm not willing to blow up my Hemi in order to keep going roadkill style. We're actually going to put this on a trailer and drag it back home to the company storage where we have all of our other cars. And I guess Mike and I will stand around and pick one. And we'll see you again soon with a different vehicle under our belt.
We're going to make it.
One way or another.
Somehow, some way. So yesterday, the Hemi Grimmy died. And we're sad about that. But as soon as that happened, I thought about something. I had a life-changing experience recently on the set of Freiburger and Finnegan, another show I do for Motor Trend, where I got to race the Roadkill vet cart against a legit Pro 2 short course racing off-road truck. I got a chance to drive that Pro 2 truck, and it changed my perspective about what kind of fun you can have driving any vehicle.
Oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever!
And after driving that, I was like, these are the greatest things ever. And I went down the rabbit hole and tried to find a used one that I could afford, and I did. So behind this wall is a legit racing off-road truck with nearly 2 feet of suspension travel that you can jump through the air. And best of all, it has 2 seats.
This is gonna be so sick.
Oh my God. So today we're gonna drag this thing out. We're gonna put a Lexan windshield in it. We're gonna duct tape some taillights to it. And we're gonna continue on our road trip. We're gonna drive this truck all the way to Arizona, and we're gonna go drag racing with it. And probably off-roading along the way, because race truck. So I don't have all of the concrete info about this, but if it's really close to a legit Pro 2 truck, it's supposed to have like 18 inches of travel in the front and 20 in the rear and like 700 horsepower.
Yeah, I read the rules for it.
I don't think this has 700, but who cares?
It doesn't matter.
This is gonna be amazing.
It looks like a Raptor.
Oh man, look how long the control arms are.
It's got like one billet arm and the rest of it's all fabricated chromoly, I assume. As you can see, this thing is actually two-wheel drive. It's just got massive long control arms so that it has a bunch of down travel, probably up too. The engine starts right here. So yeah, it's way far back. Oh dude, your dash panel is trick.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So I've seen 12 pictures of this truck.
It's got like the winter style gated shifter. Looks like it's a Turbo 400. It's a 3-speed.
I fit. I totally fit in this.
Oh, that's good, because it would be a poor purchase if you're like, oh, I don't fit in this. Oh, the radiators are back here.
Yeah, they're huge too. Can I start it?
Try.
On.
That's a lot of cooling. That's a lot of airflow too. I can feel the wind all the way up to here. Look at the fuel safe cell. Wow. So here's the thing. Cast your mind back to the episode of Roadkill where we took the muscle truck to the sand dunes and Finnegan just went ahead and sawzalled my whole fender off. And for so many years, people have like quoted you with the, we'll just make a flange and Zeus it right back on.
We'll go home, we'll save this piece, flange it, Zeus it back on there.
People do not know what Zeus means. I found out that most fans think that you were like saying, Zeus, the god of lightning, I'll just weld it back on. Yeah, he's just gonna make a flange and Zeus it right back on. It'll be mint. Okay, this right here is a Zeus fastener. It is spelled D-Z-U-S. It is a quarter turn fastener. It came from the aircraft industry in the 30s. So hot rodders figured them out, and that's how they began to attach panels like this. You can see that there's a little spring and a clip here, and you put a dimple-dyed hole in a panel, and you just Zeus it right back on, and this thing is loaded with them. So there you go. Educational moment on Roadkill.
We should go drive straight to a hardware store.
Normally, I would be the guy saying that this thing is way too expensive and fantastic for Roadkill, but I don't care because this is going to be so much fun. And I don't think that you understand the actual absurdity of trying to drive this thing in town and on the highway all the way to Tucson. And that's going to be the big challenge. Will we or won't we get arrested? So we're going to do brake lights, windscreen, headlights, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How about the brakes?
Brakes are pretty good.
Trans feels good.
I can't see anything. We need mirrors, like right away.
We need beers?
That too. The rev limiter.
That's weird. Oh, you're really close to the wall. The truck is wide, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You were right on it. We have some issues. I don't know if I can get out without scalding myself.
Just do it quickly.
Whew, it's hot.
Okay, that was toasty.
This side is way tighter than your side. Trying to get out without touching anything is the key.
Well, it wasn't built for a passenger, but it's got one now.
Fun though, it rides good.
Yeah.
The RPM limit is not gonna cut it.
Yeah, that was weird. It had a 3,500 RPM rev limiter that worked 90% of the time, but then once or twice it wasn't there.
I think it's temperature related. I think they want to see the trans warmed up before you romp on it or something.
The heat is a problem.
The windshield.
Like, I think as long as we're moving, it's not bad, but it used to get stuck in traffic and my left leg was on fire.
Oh, completely. My knee is up against the header.
Once we get to the jumps, all of our problems go away.
100%.
So we're doing some further investigation right now. The engine didn't want to rev over 3,500 RPM, so now we've taken off all the panels up here.
The heads on this engine are 241 casting, so I assume it's a 5.7 liter in LS1, but it has a 5.3 style truck intake manifold that's mounted backwards.
Wow.
That was easy.
This truck rules. Maybe took 5 minutes and disassembled the whole side of it so I could get in here and access the brake pedal so I can mount this switch. And this switch will be providing power to our new taillights.
You are witnessing the moment that my life changed forever. Let me tell you about this life-altering piece of equipment. Now, see, it's pretty normal in the roadkill world to take a set of magnetic, portable trailer lights and use them as taillights and turn signals or just brake lights on the back of your vehicle. But have you ever seen the wireless transmitter? This does not require any wiring between that doohickey and the back of the vehicle. All I'm gonna do is take a power wire, run it through a switch on the brake pedal, and run it into this thing, and it is gonna tell the lights at the back of the vehicle what to do with no wires whatsoever. Okay, so brake,
Nope,
off. On,
no brakes at all.
off, okay? Running light.
All right, we got those. No, brake lights are off. Now they're on.
What? They're on right now?
Oh no.
This is a momentary off switch, not a momentary on.
Oh, it's out of a late model Chevy truck.
Oh, you got a brake light switch for a brake pedal?
Yeah,
Yeah, that activates when you release, so this switch won't work.
it's worked for me in the past. I mean, I never followed me, so maybe it didn't, but. So I just went to the parts store and got another momentary button. The difference is this momentary button is normally open. So when the button is up, these two don't make contact. The button we had before was normally closed. So when it was in the up position, these two were connected. So your taillights were always on until you stepped on the brake and then your taillights went out, which is backwards. So this should be a good solution.
We have rear view mirrors. Genius.
There we go. It needs to go up. Yeah, I mean, I can totally see with that.
Okay.
Now, if a cop pulls us over, we got mirrors. We got a dome light.
This thing has all the amenities.
Dude, this is great, and I can still get out.
And it looks so good.
Oh, dude. All right. So we need to run wires up front for the lights, and then I can throw this back together. We can ground it to the back of the tab for the hood right there.
Do we have a relay, or how are we gonna do it?
They're LEDs.
Oh, great. All right, want me to start zip tying?
Sure.
Okay, ready? We're gonna check our light bar.
Ready? It's something.
It's light.
20 feet. Man, this is light.
Yeah.
All right. Look at them body lines. Look at the fender gap. Chipped foose. He's gonna be looking for me after he sees this episode. He's gonna be like, hey, buddy, get on down here to Huntington Beach. Help me build some cars.
Flip the light on so I can aim. Oh, done.
Nailed it.
We've got a lot of stuff handled so far. We got a headlight, brake lights, all that stuff. What else did we fix? I can't even remember.
Pretty much that's it. That took the whole day.
Oh, really? That was it?
The whole
Oh,
day.
wow. Okay, we didn't get much done. Now we're putting a windshield on. Okay, this is a piece of Lexan.
I think it'll work.
Yeah.
And note we're using Lexan, not plexiglass.
Right.
Because plexiglass shatters. And we're all about safety here. This will not shatter. It's like Christmas Day. Opening up presents we bought for ourselves.
There. Oh, that's perfect right there. So the trick that we did here was to drill holes all the way around the edge of the Lexan windshield and then just use these zip ties to zip tie the Lexan to the roll cage.
And it rarely rains in Southern California, so we'll be fine without windshield wipers.
Ready? We got to be careful. People are gonna start hiring us to make their vehicles legal. So the mirror's pretty good?
Cool. This is so cool.
Let's go. Frustrating. Much better with a windshield.
Yeah.
If we filmed this in, it would be like no wind at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we should do the vent windows.
Vent windows.
It feels like we're going really slow.
Yeah, I'm getting burned over here bad.
Yeah, my leg's on fire.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do something about that tomorrow.
Yeah, it's unbearably hot. I'm in shorts and sandals. I think I'm actually getting burned. When you're in neutral, will it go past 35?
I'll try it next time we stop. It's past it now.
It's okay now?
Yeah.
Something heaved up. Ah, man, that is frustrating. I gotta get out. I'm getting burned over here pretty bad.
Okay. Right with them. The alternator light came on. We're down to 11 volts.
Don't shut it off.
Nope.
We gotta hurry. It's running out of power. We gotta hurry.
It's a new day, but we still have rev limiter trouble. We're gonna go see race driver Doug Matag, who actually used to run these Pro 2 trucks, and he might be able to help us out with the problem.
Cool. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
David Freiburger.
Doug, nice to meet you.
You too.
You guys got some mirrors on there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Some windshield? I'm excited to see how it goes.
How it drives?
It doesn't track straight at all. When you get going, you're just like constantly like this.
They're
It will
touchy.
not.
They're super sensitive just because in the dirt, you know, when you grab the wheel, it's less gnarly as when you're hooked up on pavement.
But that's the least of our worries. Our big problem is the stupid thing won't rev past 3,500.
Okay.
It's wild.
Yeah, I say we pull the hood off and some panels and see if we can figure out what's going on.
Cool. Thanks.
This is actually the company I bought this truck from. This was their old demo truck. They would take it to off-road races and give people rides in it, which is why it has 2 seats. They also have parts for this thing. We're gonna get an alternator to fix our charging issues, and with any luck, by this afternoon, we're playing in the dirt.
This is Chad, that's Doug. Chad's thinking that the rev limiter is not built into the ECU. He's thinking it's another problem, perhaps with a sensor or perhaps with the voltage from the alternator. Looks like it's not charging.
So right now, Freiburger and I are blowing apart all the paneling so that we can get to the exhaust, because we're gonna wrap the exhaust to try to keep the heat out of the compartment. And Doug is taking out our old alternator, which for sure is not working.
Our Duralast alternator, 140 amp, just a stock application. We told him it was a 2004 Chevy truck. Seems to be the right one.
Can we fire it up and check this new alternator?
Oh, yeah.
14.
Hey, now we got voltage. Now we have 14 volts at idle, which we never had before, so that's good news. Whether it fixed the rev limit or not, I don't know, but we'll probably go blast it up and down the street before we put it all back together to find out.
Finnegan is going to drive the thing and romp on it and see if the voltage might have solved the rev limiting problem. So far, so good.
Fixed. No more rev limiter.
And it's just loud enough to set off the car alarm. Let's see what he's doing, or listen. I think it's fixed.
All right. We're back in business. No more rev limiter. I did it again. I spoke too soon.
2 times it was fine, turned around, came back, just started doing it. It does it in neutral too.
And the fact that it's doing it and
does
not
that.
doing it seems like it's definitely electronic. Like,
Yeah, it's very defined. It's 3,500. You know, under that it's fine, and when it gets past that, it's fine. It's just
The freakiest thing is it's not consistent.
yeah.
Now it's working.
We're still struggling with this whole RPM limit thing. At this point, we're thinking it might be a coolant temperature sensor. As strange as that may sound, as I guessed initially, it won't let it rev unless the engine's up to temperature. That seems to be what we've learned from unplugging all the fans and letting the engine get hot, but we're still fiddling. Let's just unplug the sensor and try it.
All right.
We finally figured it out. All morning we've been messing around with this problem of the rev limiter hitting at 3,500 RPM, and it turns out it was what I guessed that it was yesterday. It has some sort of a rev limiter in it that is affected by the coolant temperature sensor. We unplugged the coolant temperature sensor, fixed the problem. So it's the sensor itself that went bad. He's gonna triple verify that by driving it. Oh, and he just blew the whole roof off the truck. And it's all over the street.
The roof just fell off.
But hey, it's all a victory because we obviously fixed the rev limiting problem. This is the GoPro that was on the roof of the truck that just blew off and hit the street. You unbolted this.
Whoops.
But it's fixed. So bottom line, coolant temperature was overriding both the fan switch and seemingly working invertedly, like it would not let it run right.
When it was dead cold,
Yeah.
it was turning the fans on.
But we should get a new temperature sensor and plug it in so that the ECU is actually tuning the engine properly. Okay, I'm using self-adhesive heat shield. Oh man, that is gonna be awesome. Wow, I got that stuck on there nice.
Cool.
I'm gonna use this junk on the inside to sort of pad my knee. Oh, great.
Our charging problem is solved. We're about to put a new coolant temp sensor in here, which should fix the fans turning on when they shouldn't be on, and should also make sure this runs at the right operating temp so that it stops misfiring. And then after that, it's just throw the body on it and quickly throw it on a trailer because we're gonna haul it to Glen Helen. And then tomorrow, we road trip to Arizona. Just when I think this day can't get any better, we come here. Dave, where are we?
Glen Helen Raceway. I can't wait. You know what the thing is? We cheated. We put the thing on a trailer to get here fast enough. I think we're gonna like take laps solo to get used to it and then probably ride together.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to both croak at the same time, then there's no show.
Let me just leave you with these final words. It will never look better than it does right now.
Oh, dude. I was gonna say something, but it's just gonna offend my wife, so I'm not going to. I'm gonna get in.
Race it! There we go. There we go. Well,
It's super, super fun.
these jumps, when you go this way, it looks like the jumps drop out from under you.
Yeah.
Like the truck falls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
It's fun.
Now we're on the main straightaway. You can see the grandstands in the background. He's got 3 jumps. He's parked on the first one. Second one's under this arch. Third one's actually leading into a turn over there. Let's go! Oh, that's pretty good. That's fun. Good one. Little nose dive. Nice. Yeah. Oh, he's getting bold. It's getting better.
There we go. He's got his helmet. Oh, dude, it was incredible. I'm in love with it.
Okay, let's have fun. get to control.
It really is.
Woo! Oh man, that was awesome. It was a lot of fun. Smile on my face the whole time, dirt in my teeth. Unfortunately, whatever I did to block the heat on the passenger side is a no-go. I mean, it's actually burning me. I've missed my opportunity to go full on with the truck because it's getting too dark for the video crew, but I'm gonna just take it around once. Look at that! Yeah!
He's doing great.
Yeah! Woohoo!
Oh, dude, it's so fun to watch.
Yeah, dude! That was so great!
Oh, oh, oh!
Woo!
Dude,
It's amazing!
right?
I can't see a thing!
Dude, you had all 4 off.
Yep,
Oh, it was so cool to watch.
I know, it's so fun.
We just got done having the time of our lives driving the off-road truck. The problem is when Freiburg got in and rode shotgun, he was melting. It's still unbelievably hot on the passenger side, which is where the exhaust pipes run.
What we're trying to do here is actually wrap the header that's on my side of the truck because it's that far from where my knee sits. But to do that, you have to get through all of this different stuff. There's inner and outer skins, a seat, a console, and then the inner skin that's actually touching the header. And so it's just very difficult to get all this stuff that's this big out of a hole that's this big. There we go.
It's a convertible.
Right there. This can go up through here. You can ratchet strap it right there and we're done. Okay. Finally, we uncovered the entire problem. And it's really no surprise that I'm dying in this thing. Let's have a look. First of all, 1 inch on the other side of that piece of sheet metal right there is a header tube, and that is baking my knee. Right here, that is the header collector for the other side of the engine passing by right next to me over there. This right here is radiator tubing. So that's also radiating heat right there. And there's no panel here, so all of the heat that is being captured by the transmission and the belly pan and everything is blowing right up forward at the back of my legs right there. And of course, let's not overlook Mr. Itty Bitty Magnaflow right here. And I think we're gonna try and solve it by putting that header wrap stuff, because this is bad. Man, this has been a major process. We got all of the header wrapped in there. We wrapped both of the radiator hoses. I've wrapped this entire header. Mike got the front half of it. I've got this shield here. This is no fun, but I'm gonna be much more comfortable later. Well, I guess all we have left to do here is put the body panels on. Mike made some new vent windows out of Lexan, and then I think we're gonna take off. And at this point, I think no matter how badly I'm like parboiling myself, I'm gonna be required to suffer about 70 miles till we get to Palm Springs.
Hey, we got headlights.
Not bad. Yeah, you go out there.
Oh, dude, the light's working good.
Goodbye, Glen Helen Raceway. It's getting hotter over here, but it is so much better.
Oh, good. We're doing it.
We are driving it on the street.
Yes, we are.
We made it street legal, and I am comfortable over here.
Nice. I did it again. Oh my God.
Palm Springs, home of beautiful and effective wind farms.
We did a lot yesterday. We raced the truck. We spent about 6.5 hours making it so that you didn't melt on that side of the truck.
It was good.
Then we hit the highway, which was pretty good, except some of the things we did to turn this into a street vehicle backfired.
When we put the windshield in the truck, it prevented all the airflow from going through the radiators. So I think what we're going to do is cut the vent windows out of it and hit the road, and if that fixes it, then we're happy. And if it doesn't, then we go to the hole saw.
Yeah, we're gonna try really hard to keep the windshield because street truck.
Street truck. Okay, Mike, hear me out.
Yes.
So this truck grills my leg, cuts me all up, throws me up in the air, makes me barf at the end, and I'm smiling and laughing the whole time. I call it teppanyaki. Teppanyaki.
You just named the truck. Wow. Say hello to teppanyaki. Wow, I like it.
We're gonna make it. I got a feeling.
Are you getting used to the steering?
What's that?
Are you getting used to the steering?
Yeah, it's not bad. It really isn't. It could be worse.
Now it's getting hot over here. Plow some holes into that baby.
I feel like this is gonna help. Taking the side windows off totally helped.
It did help, but not good enough. Here's your center. There you go. Zap it. Oh, I was just gonna make 2 rows.
I'm gonna do whatever you tell me, that way if it doesn't work.
It's my fault, 4 holes.
Indeed. 4
Yep.
holes, okay.
Okay. There you go. Look at the alignment. Bam!
You can do your set.
Oh, no way. No, you're doing so well. Look at it. Man.
Okay, so lean it towards the bottom.
Whoa. Wow. And it's too far of a lean, too. Now my foot is caught.
You're complaining? Is that what you're doing?
Oh, you're not kidding. I don't want to break the Lexan. This is butchery.
I mean, we've not done worse.
We're road killing it.
That one's pretty good.
The alignment's actually somewhat acceptable. I think we're gonna hit the road again.
The holes in the windshield are working.
It's actually surprising. I guess that's actually a lot of area. 6 3-inch holes. I guess it's my turn to drive.
This is a traffic circle on the California-Arizona border, and ran out of gas in the traffic circle.
I feel a minor victory in the fact that we even made it to Arizona, where they really don't care what you drive on the street. That's good enough.
Yeah. Yesterday was amazing.
We have driven the thing legit 250 miles so far.
Yeah, because never forget, this trip started out in a Hemi-powered Gremlin that he was going to drag race. And hopefully it's going to end with you drag racing this, which
Yeah.
does not have a Hemi. So,
Let's go. We ran out of gas. No way. Now, as soon as we decide to go off-roading, we run out of gas. It's amazing. It's still running. That was rev limiter.
Oh.
It cooled off.
Oh, yeah, it cooled off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something's smoking bad.
Yeah.
That's not good. Hopefully it's just a bush or something.
It's coming up from the bottom.
well, that was fun while it lasted. We started to smell something. I thought I ran over some tumbleweed, and then I lost the steering. So,
Yep, the belt came off. That means the whole shebang needs to come apart.
I feel like we're good at it now. Hey, there's no belt on that.
Nope. Cut in half and broken in half. Fortunately, we saw this coming and actually bought 2 spares.
I'm glad this happened at the end of our excursion through the dirt because Once the belt was gone, that hydraulic steering was basically locked up.
The belt works. All we have to do is put all the panels back on, and we're out of here. We're driving down the road, all of a sudden we both smelled the rubber, which actually smells like burning wood again, which is the belt. And I thought it was overheating. He says it's not overheating, but we had no charging.
This is the second belt we've broken today. This idler pulley is absolute junk, and it's heating the belt up from the friction, and then the belt's breaking. And I'm hoping this is like a standard Chevy truck part that we could maybe go get at our local parts store.
That guy right there.
Looky, looky. This is our old pulley. It's a plastic pulley and the grooves are absolutely wasted, and this one does not have that problem.
All right, now you get to bet, will it break again in the 100 miles between here and Tucson? Good.
That looks smooth.
Looks good.
All right, let's go to Tucson.
Let's try. We're 40 miles outside of Tucson Dragway, and we ran out of gas again, so we filled it up, no big deal. We take off, and the guy behind us is like, "You're leaking something." We figured it was fuel, but Mike got out and looked, and this is actually water, like out of the radiator. So we're breaking into a part of the truck that we've never seen before to try and figure out what went wrong. This is gonna be a big operation. The semis are way too close to us here. We're actually gonna move down the road to some place where we're not gonna get killed. This is what we call roadkill troubleshooting by ignoring. We don't know what happened with the water on the side of the freeway. We drove here, it's fine. So we're gonna make our headlight work and keep moving. Let me get the wiring out here.
I'm gonna tell myself it was the puke hose puking, which shouldn't happen because it wasn't hot. And then we got back on the highway, it puked once more, and then it stopped.
Tucson Dragway.
You realize that we drove this thing almost 450 miles?
Riverside, California to Tucson, Arizona. Yes, sir.
Actual victory. We made it.
God, we're good.
Oh, and I never have to get back in the passenger side again. How long ago did your event end? 5 hours ago. But hey, our brother Matt has met us before. And so he stayed here, and apparently we still have lights on and we can still make a pass down the drag strip.
That scoreboard is lit up, my friend.
Dude, I'm so stoked for this.
The goal here is to do a burnout and then just, break the beams and see what it'll do. It'll probably run out of gear before the 8th mile mark. But just the fact that we took a race truck that's designed to run 20 minutes at a time on an off-road track, and we drove it from California to Arizona, huge win for me. I love this truck.
Let it rip. Warm up, come on. We let it cool off too much.
Yeah, that's enough burnouts. You may want to loop it around a couple times.
Yep.
Earlier today, I noticed how giant the rear Pro-Am brakes are on this thing. And I thought, man, those are aggressive. And just now, he was trying to do a burnout without a line lock, so his foot's on the brake. So the front brakes and the rear brakes are all working at the same time, which makes it really hard to do a burnout. And they were clamping so hard, they were sparking. Like Those are sparks shooting out of there, which makes me love this truck even more.
Hey, slalom! Wee-haw! This thing is just fun to drive. It went over 3,500. Now I have to see if I can pull up to the drag strip and stage and leave before it cools off enough. Whoa, double bulbing himself. He's ready. What? Dude, this thing's pretty good. You see that hole shot? Not out of gear yet. I did it! Hey, it's Roadkill, we didn't fail!
What? It went 1399 at 94 miles an hour?
We went all the way! Oh man, and it's still in one piece! Oh, no it's not. I lost the alternator belt. Ah! We better kill it. All right, well, the drive belt is gone, but I don't care. That was all win. Good times. I broke a truck, belt came off.
Don't care at all.
Really?
Dude, that was the gnarliest pass I've seen in a long time.
How's that possible?
Start to finish.
Really?
Let me tell you.
Okay.
During your burnout, you were shooting sparks 10 feet past the back of the truck, right past the gas tank.
Really?
Yeah.
Off what?
The brakes. The brakes were sparking everywhere. I was like, damn.
Hardcore metallic pads.
Then you go up to the starting line like a boss.
Double bulb myself.
You double bulb yourself. No tire spin. It just goes.
Yep.
I was like, wow, it leaves pretty hard. Okay, This is good. This is good. You get to the half. You're not missing shifts. This is going good.
And it goes out the back at 6,000 RPM.
1399, dude.
What?
At 94 miles an hour. Yes.
What? 1399?
Yeah, this is a 13-second off-road truck.
Oh, I'm so glad it wasn't a 14.0. I'd be so hacked off. And now we get to walk home because I'm not in the mood to help you fix the belt.
We're out of
Again.
belts, dude. There's nothing to fix.
All right, then we're done here.
1399. Unreal. Unreal.
I finally got Finnegan to do off-road stuff on Roadkill. The key, speed, and jumps. And I know this truck is really kind of off our normal plot, but come on, who drives a genuine off-road race truck 400 plus miles on the highway? And who drag races them? And if I know Mike Finnegan, he's gonna have 700 plus horsepower in this thing sooner than later. And if that happens, I can guess that you will probably see it in a future episode of Roadkill.
All right, here we go. If we're talking to camera, we go to you, Chris? Yep. Okay. I broke your truck.
I don't care.
Really?
It was firing. Oh.
That's probably a fail.
This is why we can't have nice
Sandbags.
things.
So here's what it's gonna be. Hello, Matt, Tucson Dragway. Yeah, Roadkill here. We're gonna go ahead and leave Finnegan's truck blocking the exit road to the drag strip. Yeah, I know it's not the worst we've done. All right, see ya. That's all you gotta do.
'Cause it's too cold for you here and now, so let me hold both your hands in the holes of my sweater. And all I am is a man. I want the world in my hands. I hate the beach, but I stand in California with my toes in the sand. Use the sleeves of my sweater. Let's have an adventure. Head in the clouds, but my gravity's centered. Touch my neck, and I'll touch yours. You in those little high-waisted shorts. Oh, she knows what I think about, and what I think about. One love, two mouths. One love, one house. No shirt, no blouse. Just us to find out. Nothing that I wouldn't wanna tell you about, no. 'Cause it's too to move to a place so far away, yeah. The goosebumps start to race the minute that my left hand meets your waist. And then I watch your face, put my finger on your tongue, cause you love the taste, yeah. These hearts adore everyone, the other beats hard as fall. Inside this place is warm, outside it starts to pour. Coming down, one love, 2 miles, one love, one house. No shirt, no blouse, just us to find out. Nothing that I wouldn't wanna tell you about, no, no, no. Cause it's too cold for you here and now, so let me hold both your hands in the holes of my sweater.
So this is Hemmings Motor News. My dad has had a subscription since like 1962 or something like that.
No way.
Seriously.
I don't go that far back, but I remember getting Hemmings to look at car prices and stuff like that.
Yeah. Whoa, T37.
Wow, there it is.
I love this car.
You know what? It really grew on me. At first, I couldn't get over to grill because I was passionate about the GTO grill.
Oh, yeah.
But now, I kind of like it.
The car we're road tripping in this episode is our 1971 Pontiac T37. In case you're unaware, the T37 was the base model in 1970 and 1971. Me and Mike Finnegan pulled this out of a junkyard on an earlier episode of Roadkill. It was L&L Classics in Idaho. You might remember that I got it stuck on the ramp that Evel Knievel used to jump the Snake River, so that was pretty awesome. After that, Dulcich and I used it on an episode of Roadkill Garage, where we wanted to improve the handling on the car, and it turned into just a giant comedy of errors, switching the coil springs around, trying to get it right. And then we finally went out and raced the 6 quad, trying to make the thing handle out on those farm roads, and it was great, until the front suspension completely sagged out. Remember last time we worked on this, it was just a battle with the coil springs?
Oh, yeah, that was no romance.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. Springs in and out and in and out, but it's got coilovers now?
It does. I had Lucky put those in because unfortunately the springs that you and I cut sagged out to the bump stops.
No way!
Yes. It was complete garbage.
Thunk it, right? I mean,
I know.
Geez, of course they did.
Other than that, we got a bunch of leaks that need to be addressed. No. Trans mount that's falling apart.
Me.
Said the headlights aren't plugged in.
No, that can't be true.
And the wipers apparently work but have no arms. So that's our job for the next couple of hours, and then I guess we'll hit the road. This episode is completely selfish, and I don't care. You see, I've been all over the United States, including even Alaska, but there are 5 states that I've never been to, and we're gonna hit them all on this episode. We're starting right here in Vermont, then New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Delaware. But before we get to wrenching, we're gonna go have a look at the Hemmings collection. Doug Glad's gonna show us around.
Oh, great.
So this building is called the Sibley. It's named after Ed Sibley, who started a machine shop around 1880.
Wow, cool old place.
Yeah.
Oh, the Hemmings panel vans are iconic. Those are always on the cover.
Yep.
Like way back in the day. This is cool. This is my style.
I would ride this around anywhere.
There's a bunch of stuff here that needs to be fixed. First of all, these mufflers are about to fall off. Fortunately, the guys from Hemmings have an exhaust system that came off of their convertible Chevelle that we're gonna cobble under here too, so that, you know, we don't die. The transmission in this thing is a long tail housing out of a full-size car, and it's not really installed well, so the trans mount broke. Here we've got transmission fluid leak, Over here, there's an oil leak right at the filter. Up top, there's a coolant leak, and the power steering also leaks. There are other things under here that we're gonna have to address. This is goopy. Here comes Terry. Terry is an old friend from my publishing days. He worked on Hot Rod and Rod and Custom. What else? Carcraft. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
All that stuff. But you've been here at Hemmings
15 years.
It'd be good if you can grab it by the pan so that we can
I just
pull the motor mount out.
Here's half the mount. There we go. We're talking about what to do to fix the trans mount situation, and I think that those guys are gonna weld a piece of metal on there for us that will just sort of adapt.
We have a buddy of Hemmings, Glenn here, and you've got everything sorted out to fix this. The problem is the spacing on the mount's not matching the bolt pattern in the transmission and the cross member, so we're gonna modify the mount with some outriggers to make the bolt pattern match, and I don't know if I can comprehend that complexity, but go fix it.
Vermont technology.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
It's hard to tell on camera, but the whole front nose of this car is from a different car. It's actually a slightly different color. It was that way from the junkyard we got it from. And Terry noticed that the headlights are completely unplugged, which might explain why they don't work. So we're gonna plug them in and hope that that does something good.
Yeah. You get them both?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this side connected already?
Yeah, have you met Terry? He actually works on the car. We plugged in the headlights, hopefully they work. That's your cue, Steve.
Okay, headlights going on. Ready?
Yeah.
No.
You turned them on?
Yes.
Nothing. That's a bummer.
Oh, that is a complete nightmare. Now what?
Hey, Terry.
I like the way you think, Freiburger.
What's weird is we got no headlights, but there's a light on over here. Try brakes. Nothing.
Nothing.
Maybe just kick it more.
Don't be mean to the T37. No kicking.
Does all this melted wiring mean anything to you? Look.
Really?
I don't want to fix this. Hey, Terry. Oh, gross. It's like hair growing in there. Okay, is this a 1056?
They all take the same bulbs, David.
I think you're right. Look at this. All I had to do is scrape a ton of rust out of this side, put new bulbs in it, and everything works. Look at the backup light. Functional.
What we found was a ground that was disconnected, and that's why the headlights weren't working, so I'm connecting that up right now. Okay, we have a hot one. You know what that is? That's a BAM.
On. Off.
All of the tail lights work, and guess what? Boom. All 4 headlights. Now we're gonna lift this thing up and get to work on other stuff. We have our modified transmission mount ready to install, thanks to Glenn.
You know what the major flaw in this is? Is the made in Korea mount that actually has a metric stud in it that we are going to ramrod a 3/8 nut onto because that's who we are and that's the time we have right now. Ready to come down?
Come on down. Glenn's custom modification was pure genius. I wish there was some way I could take credit for that.
Ramrod it, man. Oh, that looks like it's going on fine. You're not ramrodding that. I don't think it's metric. It just had some of that rubber in it, right?
Oh, it's metric.
Next job, I'm gonna try and tighten this transcooler line that's leaking everywhere. And then we will install exhaust, and then we will leave. This is the old exhaust system off of Hemmings' 69 Chevelle convertible project. They put something good on there and gave us their rust. And these are actually the same car underneath, so it should fit perfectly. All right, we got one side basically on, another side of the exhaust that needs to happen. We got to zip tie some wires, then we'll put it down. We need windshield wipers, and also there's the heater hose that's about to explode that I need to solve. Unfortunately, the only belts we could get locally are industrial, which you really shouldn't use for automotive, but we're gonna.
The belt's too short.
This is too short. I put the wrong one on the wrong one.
Yeah.
I need to swap them. Good. Done. Last thing. We're gonna get some oil in this thing and then actually hit the road. It's 7 o'clock in the evening, and then tomorrow we'll be to New Hampshire. The guys at Hemmings have been really awesome. We got a ton of work done on the car today. It had a million leaks. We fixed all that, threw an exhaust system, changed the belts and hoses, and it's as good as it's gonna get. So we're gonna hit the road. Wow, sounds okay. Oh, and it's smoking.
Maybe it's just condensation.
Hopefully.
Well, we don't have collector gaskets, remember?
I don't think that's condensation. Will it do a burnout?
You bet it will.
Ah, lame.
I was kind of a little disappointed, but the brakes are probably too tight.
They're way too good.
Yeah. It took off like a rocket, but it just wouldn't do a burnout.
We attempted to do a burnout. It's so gutless that wasn't gonna happen. It seems like the transmission's slipping, which is why Glenn's working on looking at the fluid. And unfortunately, we're also hearing a rod knock.
A rod knock or eight
or
rod
several?
knock?
Yeah. So the philosophy here comes down to, do I want to destroy a 400 Pontiac? But if I do, I could turn it into a 455. So, I don't know. So last night we left the T37 here in the parking lot. So what we're gonna do is listen more carefully and decide what's going on and feel like idiots.
Clear?
Yep.
Contact.
Oh, that's knocking, man. I hear what we were hearing last night.
I really don't know. I mean, if it was a rod knock last night, it wasn't severe.
There's a big exhaust leak at the intake manifold.
Not on this side.
There is here.
Really?
It's puking.
I was considering putting heavier grade oil in there.
Yeah.
We can use that as a diagnostic and see if it changes the sound.
We could.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, here's what's going on. We can't decide if this thing does or doesn't have a rod knock, so we're just gonna drive it around and find out. Gotta warm up a little.
Yeah, this cold, dense air will give it extra pep, right?
Right. Oh, this thing runs good. This thing has that Pontiac torque.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, I'm smelling carbon monoxide from that exhaust leak.
So am I.
Oh, I forgot how much we improved the handling on this car.
Yeah, this thing's like a Porsche 911 Carrera.
Virtually. I want to get the oil good and hot and hear if it starts to knocka.
Well, where you really hear it is where you deaccelerate lightly.
Yep. Wow. This thing actually runs pretty good.
Yeah.
I kind of like it. Right now, my attitude is pour a can of goop in the motor and go. You can't say that we didn't exhaustively analyze this in the effort to not blow the engine up.
We didn't want to just execute the engine.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna solve all of our problems with chemicals.
Brilliant. That's all I can say.
Yeah. You wanna just go shopping?
Yeah, there's an auto parts back there if you want to go.
We're solving it with sauce. I got engine sauce, I have radiator sauce, I have power steering sauce, and I have transmission cure-all.
And I have a hot cup of Joe because it's freezing out here.
Okay. First, I'll have you know that this says right on it, eliminates the noise. They were speaking our language. That was genius marketing right there.
We saw that and we were sold.
Sold! Oh, look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo. That's gnarly. If that doesn't fix rod knock, nothing will.
I'm gonna do the radiator stop leakage.
Okay.
Oh, do you want to put the non-slip in the transmission fix?
Of course.
You need to be able to cut the nozzle.
We don't have a knife unless the video crew does.
Well, of course they do. I'll take this one.
Hey, watch the paint.
Is this a butter knife?
Why don't you use the sharp side of the blade, Steve?
I don't know if I'm qualified to use this thing. You got to remove it all the way.
You were going to. I've
got my hands full.
I'll just take this knife
This
now.
is actually stuck to my thumb. Can you help me out with that?
Get out of my way. That was ultimately the result he was hoping for, by the way.
How did you know, Freiburger? Oh man, I got coffee up my nose. Oh,
see, that dosage charm kicks in and he thinks it works on me, but I've seen it for too many years. Remember last night we were all freaked out about rod knock. This morning we decided to just take it for a drive and see what it would do. We drove it around, we feel pretty good with it. We decided to rebuild it with a whole bunch of pour-in sauce. I think we're going to be okay. We were so convinced that something was wrong with this engine that this morning we went and visited this guy Joe, who's like the local Pontiac guy, and he has a whole bunch of engines and parts and everything. He was gonna style us out with everything that we needed. But after motoring it, we're pretty convinced it's gonna be all right. And so we're just gonna hit the road.
Does it feel like the transmission's shifting way better now?
Feels like it has another 30 horsepower.
Wow.
Don't you think so?
I don't see any more smoke being emitted, and I don't smell the carbon monoxide, which is odorless anyway.
Everything's fixed. Main Street's pretty good.
Brick. They just don't make buildings out of brick anymore.
In case we haven't said it, Hemmings is in Bennington, Vermont. And this is the kickoff of our entire trip. So I've spent no time in the Northeast.
Neither have I.
This car is low.
But it's adjustable. If only we had the tools to actually adjust it.
Are you technically a Yankee if you're from Vermont? I guess anywhere in Northeast is a Yankee.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
Look, I knew something about football again.
It's baseball.
Oh. Oh, I see the general store now. Let's see. This is going to be a scraper, I think.
You got it. You got it. No problemo. Oh my gosh. This thing's on the ground.
It is.
Wow.
Yep. Whew. Cold. Got my blankets. Steve got his honey.
And syrup.
All right. You're local now.
That's right.
Okay, this buzzer is super irritating. Check this out. The buzzer goes off when you open the door. The key's not even in the car. When you shut the door, it goes off. Ah, freezing.
Nice and warm in here, though.
You gonna drink your honey? Close. So now you know what it's like to be an engine ingesting the motor honey, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's like the Lucas oil stabilizer.
I wonder
of
if
foods.
this would take care of our potential rod knock problem.
It probably would. We were at the gas station just now, and this guy Paul walks up and he follows us. He's like, dude, my dad has 600 cars in the woods over here. I looked at the Google Earth view of this guy's place. There's cars everywhere.
Really?
Yeah. So we're gonna go check it out. Ooh, this is like Dukes of Vermont. Whoa! That's the ground scraping. This thing is way too low.
It is. Yeah.
Wow, look at the neat little lake.
Oh, there's a beaver dam right there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Just imagine, this guy dragged 600 cars down this road in his life.
Wow, that's a lot of cars. That makes you look like a school choir boy.
Completely.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at the burnout marks.
Oh!
This is hardcore.
Whoa!
That is new levels. I give this guy credit. That's hardcore.
You're talking about 13 inches of thread on the ground right there.
Yeah, that was epic.
Ooh, all of this stuff is great. Wow. This is gonna be so good.
We made it. It's Paul, right?
Yeah.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Hey, Paul,
Man.
I'm Steve.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah. Oh!
I could see the volume from here. This is super cool. We were filling up at a gas station, had an opportunity to see the real Vermont, not the tourist version. This guy, Paul, who recognized us, I guess from TV, and he's like, dude, 20 minutes from here, you can come see my dad's collection of 600 cars that are 1980 and older. Here we are, and we're about to have a look at the stash. Look how far they go out into the woods. This is cool. That is literally rotted into the ground.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at the super cab. That's bitchin'. R. Gregory, Diversified Service Tree Specialist.
Oh.
Yeah, look what I see in the back. Spider turbocharged 150 horsepower. You know what that's from?
Yeah, that comes from a Corvair.
Yep. This is the country sedan, but not the country Squire.
Is that
I
a
love that
71
wagon.
or 72?
72.
Oh, the side markers give it away.
Yes. I've never seen this many Corvairs in one place.
I like this Corvair.
This is the cool body style to
Yeah.
me, the second gen one.
Yeah,
The
me
first
too.
ones are not so snazzy. It's crazy. This is all a personal collection.
I know. Isn't that wild?
Dude!
1932.
It's a two-door sedan. Wow.
Been in here 50 years.
Right there, 50 years?
Yep, never moved.
No way. Wow.
And we're
It's got the engine crank.
tow truck that brought the
Oh,
cars
is this the
in.
one you were telling me about that brought all these cars in here?
Yes.
Totally functional.
Yes, still runs. We still actually use it.
The 57 Dodge.
And my father's owned this since he was 18 years old.
No kidding.
Whoa.
He's 79 now.
Oh, the interior's pretty good. Wow. We spent about 2 hours hunting around this place, and I could spend another full day. Unfortunately, the cars here are really, really rusty, but all the stainless and everything's really good, and there's so much to look at. I would just spend the day photographing it. We got to get out of here because we still have all of New Hampshire to drive through today. That was a great stop. That made it worth it.
Wow, what a find. You know, that's kind of like one of the joys of being on these trips. So now what?
New Hampshire.
Oh! Didn't you see that big rock?
I did. I thought I was just barely.
Oh.
This thing is way too low.
There's no ground clearance at all.
No. We're back on the highway.
Oh, there we go.
All right, Steve, when we cross this bridge, we will be in New Hampshire.
Really?
Yep.
New Hampshire. And look at the bridge. It's steel. It's a steel truss.
It said New Hampshire liquor store coming up.
Me and my buddies are in New Hampshire for the first time.
Yeah.
New Hampshire. I think he used to go to New Hampshire to get liquor because it was cheaper and then the tax and the laws are more lax.
In Vermont?
Yeah.
We left Vermont. We left Vermont and went to New Hampshire. I've had my fill of New Hampshire.
Really? I'm ready to move on, too. I need some Massachusetts in my life.
Me too. I've seen the state I've never been in. And here it comes, entering Massachusetts. I think we're just gonna cannonball through the state. Our plan is to get as close to the Rhode Island border tonight as we can because we're starting to run short on days and I definitely want to get to New York City.
Let's go.
Is that actually Boston straight ahead of us?
Oh, yeah. Look at that. That is metropolitan Boston right before our eyes.
It says there's a tunnel up here. I hope we get to go through that.
Wow.
Wow, this is a long tunnel and it's like goes over bumps and corners and stuff. Ah, we lived.
Yeah, what a day.
That was a long day, Dulcich.
The T-37 treated us right.
It just keeps going.
Yeah.
Boston was cool.
That was good, and the skyline at night was pretty cool. Massachusetts, cross it off the list.
Tomorrow, Rhode Island. Woo! That is a brisk breeze.
It is.
So you know what, Steve? I was laying awake last night thinking about the whole debacle with the does it have rod knock or not? I'm thinking piston slap. Because think how it completely went away once it warmed up.
I'll buy that.
Here's something you need to know about Steve Dulcich. He goes to sleep every night watching documentaries on YouTube. He goes deep on all sorts of subjects.
I do.
Space. What else?
Tall sailing ships.
Whaling.
Whaling.
Exactly. So we're gonna go down and take you to the Moby Dick Memorial.
Bedford?
Yeah.
Massachusetts.
New Bedford. So apparently New Bedford was a major whaling center.
Oh, definitely.
Back in the day, and what are we talking about? Are we talking about 1700s?
Oh, no, the height of the whaling era was 1800s.
Here's the port of Bedford, though, New Bedford. Wow. Oh, look at all those fishing ships. That one's from Nantucket. There's the Whaling Museum.
Oh, okay. I like stuff like this. Whaling, tall ships, harpoons.
Dulcich is actually obsessed with this stuff. You think that's 1-to-1?
I don't think a whale's heart is that big.
I think it could be, although not from that whale.
Well, that's a blue whale right there.
Yeah.
You can tell what kind of whale this is, right?
Sure.
What? Well, look, it's got teeth. It's a sperm whale. It's not going to be able to bite off Ahab's leg with baleen, right?
It needs teeth.
Yeah, that's right. I want to take a look at this boat. Imagine manning this oar. This oar is like 28 feet long. Bro, they gave you the high five deal right there. Let's get back to the T-37 and hit the road.
Our Massachusetts goal achieved. Now we got battleships and then Rhode Island. This is like a vacation, Dulcich.
I know, it's like a sightseeing tour.
Oh, there it is. Military watercraft.
Wow, look at that battleship.
Oh, there's a submarine there too.
Yeah.
What we're looking at here is a handful of ships in Battleship Cove here in Massachusetts. That one right there is the USS Joseph P. Kennedy Jr. It was involved in the Cuban Missile Crisis. The submarine is the USS Lionfish from World War II. And then the big one is the USS Massachusetts.
That's a battleship.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
Cold.
Yeah, it's freezing.
All right, we're going to Rhode Island. Here we come. Ready? All right, Rhode Island.
We're here. Rhode Island.
Do you feel refreshed by the ocean breeze as we officially enter the city of Newport?
I feel really good.
It seems very New England-y based on the movies I've seen.
Yeah.
Vehicle loud mufflers are prohibited. That's what that sign said.
Really?
Yeah.
Right, we would have been kicked out of here before we got gentrified.
Maybe we gentrified our exhaust system, or we'd be out.
Out. Yeah.
Get out of Newport now.
That's right. They would have kicked us out.
We're finally gonna break down and wrench on this thing. Sort of. It's been running hot. I think it's just puked too much water out of the little crack in the radiator that I fixed poorly. And it keeps cranking hard, like, and when it's doing that, you can hear it pinging. And Steve's theory is?
That the advanced mechanism is hanging up.
So we're going to lube that doohickey.
Yeah.
And, why isn't... All right, typical GM distributor like this, you have to remove the distributor cap, then I'm gonna have to remove the rotor, and we'll be able to see the advance weights there. I guess we'll fill that out of the video van cooler.
That's a good idea.
Wow. Okay, that works.
It was like this gust of wind just swept that right out of the back of the video van.
Yep. There we go. Okay, that's full.
So what I was looking for was whether the advanced mechanism was stuck, but I was able to turn it by hand and feel it, and it just snaps right back by the spring. So the mechanism's completely free.
All good?
We are road ready, my friend.
Good. Next stop, Times Square. Will it do a burnout yet? It will. I think we're just entering actual New York City.
Oh, yeah?
I've never been. Have you?
I've been to New York City, yeah, but it's been a long time since I've been, like, right down in Manhattan.
Wow, that bridge is awesome.
Yeah.
George Washington Bridge. Wow, look at all those apartments just packed in there.
Yeah.
We going in the Lincoln Tunnel?
I don't know. Oh, that's the Intrepid.
Wow!
That is the aircraft carrier Intrepid right there.
Wow!
That is so awesome.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm a complete fish out of water here.
You don't want to run over these people.
I dig it.
Oh, thanks.
I dig it a lot.
She likes it.
Oh, yeah. How's it going?
56?
No, it's a 71. We definitely attract attention here with this. Better hope this thing doesn't overheat.
Yeah.
I'm really thankful for no gauges right now.
Uh-huh.
This is Broadway in New York City in a 1971 Pontiac that we pulled out of a junkyard in Idaho. What's really crazy is how many pedestrians are noticing us and like waving or thumbs up or shaking their heads or... Hey! It's crazy. I feel it, this thing's hot.
I'm feeling a lot of heat too.
Yeah. Ooh, I smell antifreeze now.
Oh yeah.
Smell it?
A little bit, yeah.
It's puking.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, look at all the water we left. And here we are steaming it up in New York City. Oh!
That's the problem.
Yeah, there's a big crack in the radiator and it's dumping all the fluid. Here's what's going on. We are trying to cruise New York City. Everything was going pretty good. And an old repair on the radiator cracked open. So it's actively spraying out right now. And we're trying hard to get to our hotel before this thing absolutely
melts down
in the middle of wherever we are. It's really bad right now. I'm kind of stressed out. It is actively dumping all the water out of the radiator. The engine will seize. Do you see our guy?
That's a red light.
Ah, rats. No, I can't turn it off. I was just gonna run it, but you told me to stop.
No, I didn't. I said it was a red light.
I know. I know. What's up? This thing is gonna be toast. We gotta get out of here. We have to. All right, come on, come on, come on. All right, we're pulling over. We gotta cool it down and get some water in it though. So this radiator has a giant hole in it and is actively puking. Of course, that means there's water still in it. Don't let that spray anybody.
Yeah, this radiator cap's wasted.
Yeah. Okay, that was the wrong move because now all the water's out of it. So now we have no radiator cap, right?
Just put a sock in it. It can't hold pressure anyway.
Yeah.
We're better off without a radiator cap.
Probably. The video guys brought me the cooler again. Yeah, we blew all the water out of there.
There wasn't that much left in there.
Man, you overheating?
Oh yeah, you think? Steve's trying to fix the crack in the radiator with his gum, and it's getting super gooey and disgusting. Oh, that whole patch blew off.
It did.
Oh, you got it all over everything. We got a crowd.
To fix this at this point, what we need is a sock, an ordinary sock. And I'm willing to sacrifice one of these stylish black socks. It's a lost cause because the radiator cap exploded, but you could just take a regular sock, you stuff it in there like underneath the lip, like so.
Let's find out if it runs.
Yeah! I think the sock makes a good radiator cap because it allows it to not build pressure.
Right, the pressure right now would just be squirting out the other side.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't make Times Square, but I think that was still a major win anyway. Oh yeah, I loved it. Man, last night was one of the most memorable things in the history of Roadkill. I had so much fun.
I know.
I admit, I was stressed to the limit.
Well, you were.
I did not want to kill the engine. And so we got flex tape. We're gonna try and seal the big cracks in this radiator.
Well, I mean, if the gum shorted up temporarily, I'm sure the flex tape is better.
It's cracked pretty bad right there.
Well, I know it is.
Yeah. You can put on the new radiator cap. Ah, there's all sorts of gum.
The gum is gross, but it saved us.
How's your sock holding up over there?
This is life in New York City.
I got the piece of tape here. It's gonna go right there. This is gonna be a great science experiment to see if this tape actually holds. If it does, I've discovered like a new field repair for us. Okay, I think we're ready to rock. We're back to the chaos. All right, I'm worry-free about the Flex Seal. I think it's gonna work.
I have no anxiety whatsoever.
We're
nothing but
free.
open road now.
Yep. I'd like to see Statue of Liberty from a distance.
Okay.
What's up?
Can I take a picture with you guys?
Sure.
Yeah, man.
Oh, so you watch Roadkill?
I've been watching you guys in Saudi Arabia.
I've been to Riyadh.
Thank you so much, guys.
Very
All right.
cool.
Good luck.
Thank you. All right, cool. Thanks. Wow, that guy's been watching Roadkill since he lived in Saudi Arabia.
I know.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. This is as good a place as any to cool this thing off.
And to check out.
There it is.
Lady Liberty.
Yep. Well, it's overheating again bad, and I see water on the ground. But hey, there's the Statue of Liberty. That is not gonna stick.
Yeah. Oh, don't peel it off.
Why not?
Because what are you gonna do?
We got the solder.
Okay, but you realize that this radiator is gonna need to be drained down below that level to solder it.
I bet it already has been.
You think so?
It puked a lot.
That's madness, Freiburger.
Are you guys Roadkill?
Are you? Yeah.
Got free ice cream for you guys.
Oh, nice!
Whoa!
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
Wow! Man, it just keeps coming and coming. That is the greatest thing that's happened all day so
Look
far.
at that. Thank you so much.
Enjoy.
That's awesome.
Anything else?
Thanks for watching.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
It's just nothing but pure sunshine in New York City, man.
New York City. There ain't no place like it in the whole world.
What Steve's doing here is soldering the big crack in the radiator. So the radiator is made out of brass or copper, and you need to use a silver solder in order to fix cracks or to adhere nipples to it or anything like that. So first, you clean it up as much as you possibly can. You don't want any water on the backside. Next up, you have to use some flux in a little can with a little brush, and when you put that on the surface, it sort of prevents the solder from beading on it. It sort of helps it flow. And then Steve's also going in with a torch and sort of melting it in afterwards.
Man, that's runny. So the trick here is to get the solder to fix the crack.
You've done better work.
Probably have.
You caught the fan shroud on fire. That's not an elegant job, but it might be functional.
All right, you gotta know when to hold them, and you gotta know when to fold them. That's either gonna seal
or it's not. Next, I'm gonna cut the end of this radiator hose off because it seemed to have a little crack in it. Why risk it? Okay. So Steve's scheme was to go inside this restaurant and get a pitcher of water. Did you actually pull that off?
Yeah, there's a very nice lady in there behind the bar.
Yeah?
Boom.
If you get most of that in the radiator, it'll be great. Wow.
I'm getting almost every drop in the radiator.
That was a true Dulcich move right there.
Ugh, New York City water.
Yo! Yeah, another roadkill guy.
Yeah.
I'm getting pretty good at this New York driving thing.
Yeah, I know.
You've noticed?
Yeah.
I'm feeling kind of hungry.
You're hungry?
Yeah. Ooh, there's a hot dog right there. Dude, style me with my first New York cart hot dog. Basically, it only needs mustard. Let's see if Dulcich knows.
Let me have 2 hot dogs with mustard.
I hope he didn't get a whole bunch of goofy condiments on this thing.
Thanks, my man.
That it only needed mustard. What did you get on my hot dog?
I got you just mustard.
Oh! What? Man, it's like you read my mind. Okay.
How's your dog?
It's perfect. Thanks, Steve.
Don't sweat, man.
I see Empire State Building. Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Now I feel the heat through the floorboard. Not puking.
No?
Maybe it's all gone. Hey, your solder's holding up pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
I'm starting to feel a little bit better.
Yeah, me too.
Although my feet are now baking.
I've been feeling pretty good the whole time, though.
That's because you're not driving. You can just basically go psh, like you do and open the door and just walk to the nearest bar.
Is that what I did?
Yeah. You would go.
I would find myself annoying in that case.
Well, you can't say we didn't get the full New York experience.
Oh, we did.
Nice cooling breeze. Well, goodbye, New York City. It was pretty good.
It was.
Hey, look! New Jersey! Dulcich, we're in New Jersey.
And now, Pennsylvania. Here we are.
Pennsylvania. Steve, this is state number 8 by my calculation.
Yes, Pennsylvania.
Only one more state to go, and it's the last state that I haven't been to, and that's Delaware. It's a long way to Delaware. I don't know. Oh! That was hardcore.
Wow. That was a clunk.
Welcome to the morning of our last day from the highway in the Pontiac. We're heading south from Philly into Delaware. That will be the final state that I need in order to be at all 50. If this thing makes it with the exhaust system intact. Because, man, that was bad.
That was full bottom out.
I detect that After overheating in New York, there might be a little bit more oil smoke coming from the Pontiac.
That's possible.
Did you notice when it was really hot, not only does it idle faster, which is strange, but the oil gets thinner and you can hear it like slapping or knocking.
There's more clatter for sure.
Yeah. Delaware!
No way!
We made it!
Yo!
I'm gonna stop just shy for the celebration. Pull way over here. Did it! Yes!
Boom, right there.
And with that, I will be in all 50 states as soon as I cross the line. Ready?
That deserves a bro shake.
Yes. Bam. And boom!
Delaware!
I have 2 bits of bad news. We have no brakes at all.
Okay, I knew about that.
Yeah, none, nothing. And the other thing is some guy posted on my social that I've actually been to Delaware before.
Oh.
He was like, yeah, Drag Week 2019, when you drove from here to there, you went through Delaware. Thank you, Buzzkill. I was like, well, I don't remember it, so it doesn't count. Anyway, I guess we'll try and do a burnout with this thing, but the brakes almost don't exist.
It lasted long enough, though. That's pretty commendable.
That's typical roadkill. Ready?
Yeah.
Man, we did it. I have finally hit all 50 states of the United States. But you know what? It doesn't end there. You can always get in your car. You can always find a new road. It doesn't have to be in far-flung corners of the country. You can find them in your own neighborhood. Just drag your junk out of the garage. Don't get it right. Get it running. Grab a friend. Make a goal and do it. I did it, and it just happens to involve all 50 states. But you know what? There's more adventures to be had, just like we will do on every episode of Roadkill. All right, you want to go shut the trunk for me?
No way.
Yeah.
I don't want to get out there. It's cold.
I know.
Yeah. You've got that beard to keep you warm.
Mr. Dulcich would request that the production assistant come and shut the trunk for him so he does not have to experience any chills. Man, what is wrong with you?
Someone teach Freiburger how to shut the trunk.